On July 27th of 2017, Juice WRLD dropped what is, in my opinion, one of his best and most meaningful songs ever, and that song is called Autograph on My Line.
All these fuck niggas on my line.
If you haven't heard the song already, I recommend pausing the video and listening to it really quick because 1, it's really good, and 2, the video will make a lot more sense after listening to the song. So Juice WRLD released this song about a month after releasing his third mixtape called Juice WRLD 999, which featured songs like Moonlight, Eye Contact, and Lucid Dreams. This song also has a now deleted music video, which was actually one of Juice WRLD's first music videos ever. Genius annotations for Autograph on My Line say, the track finds the Chicago native rapping about haters, specifically his ex-girlfriend, and how he ignores them, instead flexing on them with his newfound wealth and fame. However, I think this description is a little bit off and there's a bit more than meets the eye when it comes to this song. 4:22 p.m., July 19th, 2017. Juice WRLD would post this wonderful array of selfies with the caption, "Giving in to my primal instincts, 999 broken heart." And let's keep it real, Juice WRLD was a little bit ahead of his time with the whole emo image, and it wasn't as popular and widely accepted online as it is now, especially for like men to do that. He was rocking the choker and everything, and at the time it really wasn't cool at all to do anything like this. Nowadays you'll see everyone doing this on Instagram, but I don't think it was really as popular in 2017. Later that night, Twitter user Lil Daryl quote tweeted it, hating on Juice, calling him Lil Uzi Dirt, which if you couldn't tell is a play on Lil Uzi Vert. I'm not entirely sure what this means, but at the time Juice WRLD was getting some Uzi comparisons, and it seems like the hater was calling him an Uzi wannabe or something like that. And of course, at the time Juice WRLD wasn't one of the largest artists either, so he wasn't flooded with notifications, so he did end up seeing the hate. And he responded, "Bro, you look like Ugly God," which in my opinion was a bit of a weak rebuttal, but we're gonna let it slide for Juice WRLD on this one. And then he said, "You don't even follow me, stop acting like a Twitter bitch." Lil Daryl responded, "I'm on yo, son. Need to give that choker back to whoever pitbull you stole it from." Alright, let's keep it real. Daryl stepped up from his last roast. That was a little better than Lil Uzi Dirt. Like I said, this whole style wasn't really popular back then and as accepted as it is now, which made Juice seem like a bit of a weirdo at the time. Of course, I'm not condoning the hate, but I'm just pointing that out. Then the user Newport100 steps in to save the day and says to the hater, "Everybody do what they do for a reason. Trying to get some clout off a fake Uzi, not finna do shit for you, little dude." So this just confirms that the hater was in fact calling Juice a Lil Uzi wannabe earlier. And big shout outs to Newport 100s for defending the homie Juice WRLD. Lil Daryl responds again and says, "I don't need clout, bruh. If that's your boy, tell him stop biting because he's going out bad." So the hater was really stuck on saying Juice WRLD was biting Uzi, which is I think kind of ridiculous because yeah, they might have been in the same wave or like style of music, but their sounds were completely different. And Juice very obviously had a very distinct voice. But then Juice WRLD finally responds saying, "Bro, why is you still commenting on my shit? Stop acting like a Twitter bitch, you look like a fan. You want an autograph or something?" This is the single tweet that would inspire the song Autograph on My Line. Just 8 days later, the song dropped on SoundCloud. Unlike the description on Genius, this song is actually about a specific Twitter interaction. And if that isn't convincing enough, here's some lines that point to it being that exact Twitter interaction. Now, of course, the song isn't entirely about that one interaction, but a good chunk is. Other parts are probably about haters in general and even possibly an ex-girlfriend. But let's break down the lyrics and find all the lines that are direct references to the tweet. So the refrain could be about the tweet, haters in general, an ex-girlfriend, or anything of that sort. That is one of the more vague chunks of lyrics on the song. The chorus in some instances was referencing multiple haters and an ex, but there were some direct references to the tweet as well. "Yeah, I rock a choker with a 45 is a direct reference to the guy that was making fun of Juice WRLD's choker, but he's also saying I keep the 45 on me at the same time. Pretty hard response, not gonna lie. And then the line, "Let me guess you're my biggest fan, right? You wanted an autograph, all you had to do was ask," is almost word for word verbatim what he said in the final tweet to the hater. In the verse he says, "Up on Twitter and you looking mad, talking about me but you looking bad," literally referencing the tweet. Now I'm sure he had other Twitter haters, but this song was dropped 8 days later, so I'm assuming this is what it's about. And the rest of the verses could really be interpreted about any hater in general. These lines here aren't necessarily in direct reference to the Twitter interaction, but I just wanted to put them in the video since this is my favorite Juice WRLD quote. Like, this quote's so good I would even like get it put on a wall on a poster or something. I think these are some of his best lyrics. Anyways, because of all the lines and when the song was dropped, I think it's pretty obvious that this song was released because of the Twitter interaction that Juice WRLD had with Lil Daryl, who is still active on Twitter to this day. Now, I don't really have a message for this video or any little derived meaning that I got out of it. At the end of the day, I just think it's a little interesting story and it gives some cool backstory to one of my favorite Juice WRLD songs. And I think it's especially interesting to those who are fans of Juice WRLD. I guess if there are any takeaways, it's just to remember that artists are people too and they can pretty easily see what you say on the internet. So maybe keep that in mind before saying what you say. or don't. Up to you. A couple weeks ago, I put out one of my favorite videos ever, and it was about the history of rage beats. So if you're into any of that type of music, make sure to click the card in the top right of the screen. I think I'm pointing in the right direction. Maybe it's over there. I don't know. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Other than that, it's been Manny Balls, and I'll see you guys next time.